I do, well, yeah, I do wish that they would do more with the Bruce Wayne version of the character.
I don't understand why they didn't.
I think because...
When I first heard the Joker aimed to take over this bughouse, I met him. I thought he was crazy. When he outlined his vision of a hospital dedicated to ensuring inmates remain loose for as long as possible, I thought he was wacky. Now, and Razor cut a new smile onto my face. I decided he had a point. Situated in a small island in Gotham Bay, we stopped at nothing to ensure no screwball fly the coop. Recent successes with Bruce Wayne, a classic case of split personality if I ever saw one, have cemented our reputation as a pioneering slaughterhouse. Our head of research, Dr. Crane, has made no real progress, but he seems to enjoy his work, so what the hell. Our new patients ward is manned by Waylon Jones. I'm assured that he's cured almost every patient sent to him and boasts empty beds in all his wards.
Yeah, sorry, I was paying attention to Scarface and not actually paying attention to the fighting.
I think Scarface is funny.
By the way, that's another thing that I wish they had done is something with Scarface other than this delusion. Other than this, it's like over and over they're like, well, he shows up in this display case. And it's like, yeah, but I want the ventriloquist, you know?
Yeah, we wanted him as a villain to, like, fight.
Not as just, like, a Easter egg.
He could have been a cool, like, either side villain or even a main villain for a game.
If they were doing another game, I would say villains that they should include that they haven't in these. Like, let's say they were doing another Arkham game. Mm-hmm. I do think other characters need stories, too, but... Wait, look at this. You've got him standing over Batman there.
Yeah, and Batman's in a chair. Like one of those chairs where he's stuck. Yeah.
He's in the iDubbbz chair!
Luna's here.
Okay, sorry, I was just really impressed by that detail. Oh, go, 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 go.
Oh,
so,
almost.
Let me gather my thoughts here really quick. When we were rewatching the animated series, I thought, you know, for real, like, big villains that matter, ventriloquist, obviously Prometheus, who never made the cut in this series. One that I saw that would be fun as just like a side mission, the Terrible Trio.
I also thought Baby Doll would be kind of fun as a side mission.
That's true. Do you remember the Terrible Trio?
Yes.
Those rich guys in the mask?
Yeah,
I can't climb them. I'm stuck. There we go. I thought that would be kind of cool. Baby Doll I feel like would be really sad, but it would be an interesting character. Oh.
I think it would be.
I accidentally...
Yay, he got you!
I had a thumb twitch.
You failed. Now suffer.
I started to head out and I tried to go back, but my thumb twitched to the right like an idiot.
Poor Thummy.
That's okay. That's alright.
How dare you fail at this? What are you, bad at the game?
Yeah.
When I first heard the Joker aimed to take over this bughouse...
Oh, look, they're gonna replay this now.
That's fine. I think it's fun. I forgot to wait for this.
Oh. Pookie.
For as long as possible, I thought he was wacky. When he held me down and Razor cut a new
There we
smile
go.
onto my face, and I decided he had a point. Situated in a small island in Gotham Bay.
So what were you gonna say before when I said I don't understand why they didn't include Bruce Wayne more in this?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me answer that really quick, because there's just a lot going on. It's a little much for me. I think that, unfortunately, when it comes to games like this, they look at the character and they say, oh, Batman is interesting, but Bruce isn't. And I think both can be interesting. And that's something I loved about Telltale, which people ask us to Let's Play. I just don't know how we would, because it's like 80% dialogue. Maybe.
It's like watching a movie.
I feel like it would be hard to do unless it was just me in front of a webcam doing it.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
but
I don't know.
But then I might be a little disappointed because I wanted to play the second game and never did.
I know. Well, anyway, long story short, I feel like a lot of games for Batman, other than like Telltale 1 and 2 and Arkham Origins, they didn't really use Bruce that much because they're like, well, everybody's interested in Batman. They don't want to play as rich guy. They want to play as Batman. And I actually disagree to some extent. If you were focusing on Bruce Wayne, sure. Like, we don't need Bruce Wayne tax simulator where he has to do Wayne taxes.
That'd be hilarious.
Now madness takes you forever.
Oh, Batman Forever reference, let's go!
I do think it would be fun to see more of Bruce Wayne, though.
No, I do too. But Sorry, this is hard to do while talking.
Oh, that's okay.
But I was gonna say that I think Spider-Man on the first Insomniac Spider-Man one disproves that idea that nobody wants to play as the other, like, you know, the humanized or the human, like, everyday version of the character.
Yeah.
I think that you can do it. I think it's just you need to be conscious of what you're doing with it, because, like, yes, like, if you just focused on Peter Parker, it could get boring.
Yeah.
But if you use the Peter Parker element in a game, it could be really interesting. Like, I could imagine a Superman game that uses the Clark Kent reporter angle. You know, and like has an everyday life, but also has a Superman aspect.
I think you need a little more. Tell me, what demons do you have left to beat? Shall we see?
Couldn't you see that? Like, let's say you're going around as Clark Kent. I mean, because we've been watching a lot of Superman, the animated series.
I would love it.
Are you enjoying the extra dose, little rat? Oh, I won't rush things this time. I'm going to savor every moment of your terror as I slowly destroy you.
One of my favorite parts of superheroes in general is living the double life thing. I always found that part extremely interesting. And you don't get that if you only play as one side of them, you know? And I always thought it would be really interesting to have...
What? You can still talk.
I thought he was going to say something.
You're fighting back. Good. It cannot be weakened or resolved.
Remember these huge guys?
Mm-hmm. I always thought it would be more, or really interesting to have more Bruce Wayne parts where, like, he interacted with the Bat family. Like, maybe he interacted a little more with Alfred as Bruce, and maybe we saw him go to Wayne Towers to do something sometime that was, like, important, and maybe we saw him in disguise.
Does it scare you to know that I have almost defeated you?
Because, like, one of the things that Batman does a lot is, like, he's, like, a master of disguise, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I would have loved to see them play into that in this, where it's, like, a full investigation over a couple weeks, where, like, he has to maybe go into disguise and, like, infiltrate a place as somebody else to get some more information.
Well, lucky for you, that's a big part of Arkham Shadow. Although I personally thought it was a little much of a part of Arkham Shadow, but it is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Which people keep asking me, oh, did you play the rest of it? No, I watched a lot of it, but I do like it. I will. We you know, we've kind of talked about it, and I would like to see if we could record it again in the future, like start over,
Yeah,
with better recording.
The recording was so hard to do, and I couldn't watch the game too without either playing it myself or the recording working, and the recording just wouldn't work.
Are you doing this? You've ingested enough toxins to drive 10 men insane. What are you? Why fight it, Batman? You're as crazy as the rest of us. You need us as much as we need you. And to prove it, I'll flood the catacombs with enough fear gas to break the minds of everyone in Gotham for 100 years.
I couldn't figure out where the voice was coming from at that point.
That's okay.
Oh, look at this, and here's a lot of the people that he fought.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Isn't that another cool little detail? So, I think that, what was the last thing you said to me?
I was saying that we are having a really hard time recording Arkham Shadow.
Oh, yes. So, also, it was making you feel sick.
If I played it, yeah.
Well, yeah, but also I remember that, like, when it was in really low resolution, sometimes it would still give you a headache or something.
Yeah.
Like, the way that the motion worked with the movement of trying to edit it, I remember made you feel sick, and because it was really low quality, but I've seen other people record it and have no issues. So if anyone knows, like, here's the correct, perfect method to do that, I'd love to know. But I even asked Ryan Payton, you know, who worked at Camouflage, and I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything. He was always, like, very kind to me, helped us out a lot. And one thing that he told me was, you know, that that was a common question and complaint with headsets, like, you know, that people had to find ways to record them. It wasn't as straightforward. So I'm paraphrasing his words.
Yeah, it was very disappointing to me because I really liked the game from what I saw of it.
Great game. Actually, genuinely great game. Probably the game that changed my mind on VR. You know, the game that kind of made me actually feel like, okay, VR games can be more than just a gimmicky experience. You know, I know there's other ones out there that also do that, but for me, that was the game that like kind of made me think that. My problem with VR is that a lot of the people I see push VR want games like what we're playing right now to go away.
Oh.
Like they
That's
want,
a shame.
so it's kind of like the digital bro crowd, like where, you know, with physical media gamers, you'll see them all say like, hey, I love physical media, but I also think digital should be an option. Well, with like with the digital bro crowd, you see a lot of digital media is the future. Fuck you if you like physical. And you're kind of like, why are you so invested in hating it? I see a lot of that with like, I've personally seen a lot of that with VR people where when people will be questionable of it and they'll be like, I don't know about this, or I think this is a gimmick. And, you know, sometimes they're rude, but then VR people will be like, VR is the future. We should get rid of flat games, which this is kind of like a flat game. And I'm kind of like, you could just have both.
Before you pick that up, I wanted to say, you know, my biggest problem with Arkham Shadow was not the game itself, but the hardware it's on. Mm-hmm. I honestly am, and I really hope you didn't want to, like, interview Mark Zuckerberg or anything, but I honestly hate Meta. I hate them so much. I don't like most of the choices that they decide to make for a lot of these things. They should have had a built-in recorder that actually worked well in their software, especially for Let's Players, because, like, we all know that would promote their games better. And, like, with their Meta glasses, you know, the recording glasses that you can get.
Mm-hmm, they have so many issues. They
only record up to 3 minutes. And also they only record up and down. And also, they have, like, a bright light that turns on when you're, like, recording or taking pictures that you literally have no option to turn off, even if you live in a one-party state.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one-party consent state. So, like, you have to cover it up with electrical tape, and then the glasses are like, you need to uncover the light!
Could you tell us more after this, so I don't just stand here?
Care to tell me how these got in my office?
Simple, really? I put them there. Why? You don't like flowers?
I think the guards would be interested to know you've been out of your cell.
Oh, if you really were going to tell, you already would have.
How do you know I haven't already?
Oh, sweet. I like you. I really do. Even your name. Rework it a bit and we get...
Harley Quinn, like the clown. I know, I've heard it before.
It's a name that puts a smile on my face. It makes me think there's someone here I can relate to. Someone who might like to hear my secrets.
Really? Go on.
Not here, my dear. Too many ears and eyes. Come back tonight. I'll be ready for you.
Really? Go on.
I know. Why did she say, like, that less like a robot?
I don't know. I mean, maybe because she's used to being Harley Quinn, you know? Also, I think that...
What do you mean?
Well, instead of, like, Harleen.
Oh.
You know, like, I think that at this point in her career, Arlene Sorkin had mainly transitioned to playing Harley Quinn. And there wasn't a lot of Harleen.
Yeah.
That's not to insult her performance, but also I think that they told her like, okay, now be more. They probably said be more stiff and maladjusted, and come off like you've got some mental problems yourself as Harleen. Mm-hmm. And so she probably played it up.
That makes sense.
That would be my guess. Is that was the voice acting direction.
So I was gonna say about the glasses, they have that blinking light, and then if you cover it up with like electrical tape, the glasses will say to you, oh, we can't record or take pictures because you covered up the light. So you have to do this thing where, like, you cover up the other side, too, to make it think it's in a dark room, and then pull your hand away, and it's really tricky to get it going, and then it'll start recording. And it's really stupid, and I don't understand why they wouldn't let you be discreet about it if you wanted to, if it's legal in your state. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really dumb Meta thing, again. And, like, just a lot of choices that Meta makes I think are absolutely brain dead, and I genuinely dislike them as a company.
I just really don't like how monitoring they are of their consumers and how flip-floppy they are, too, on stuff, which I'll talk about in a minute. Which is not obviously camouflage or any of the studios under them, it's just the parent company with Facebook.
He's crazy, you know.
Who? Batman?
No, Santa Claus. Of course, Batman. Always Batman. I've seen it in his eyes. Screaming, mad stalkers. And dishonest. Hiding his face behind a fright mask. Well, no masks for me. I have nothing to hide. I laugh at the cruel absurdity of the world. But Batman, he's got them all fooled. He's made them think he can make a difference, that he can actually make things better. And the joke of it is, they all believe it.
The police?
The police, the media, the frickin' junior rangers. Every last sack of walking meat in this urban cesspool. Listen, sweets. Batman knows we're all on the same funhouse slide into madness. Why won't he admit it? He's up there in his belfry laughing at us. And the real gag is the miserable liar is allowed to run free while I'm in here.
That's really incisive.
Then you understand, don't you? You know why I do what I have to do. You know Gotham's only real savior is me.
I actually really do like the manipulation of her.
It's really interesting. Especially because he's so nice to her at the beginning, you know? Like, it's very classic, abusive boyfriend behavior. Is like, he'll be so nice to you and shower you with love and make you think you're so important, and then he'll start hitting you.
Right,
know?
which, really what you should do if you're in that situation. Now, I'm not a doctor here, and keep in mind this is largely comedy, is what you should do is you ride them out and get all the gifts until they reveal their hand as abusive, and then you press Y or triangle to counter them, and then you leave. So you never let it get to be a pattern. You counter them when the little lightning bolts appear above their head.
You're ridiculous.
And then when they're like, what the hell, you broke my nose, how did you do that? Then you leave, and you've gotten all kinds of free shit out of it, and,
True.
They lost out, so haha, joke's on them.
I always really liked the story of Harley Quinn and Joker and how she kind of has to get out of this abusive relationship.
Which she never really does in Arkham, until they force her out of it in Suicide Squad, even though it doesn't fit anything.
I was hoping that she would get out of it, later on in the series, especially more towards Arkham Knight, and we'd get to see that, and maybe, I don't know, even have like a DLC or something. But they never really did that, and then they just kind of skipped to it in Suicide Squad, and it doesn't make any damn sense.
Killer Croc cell. Well, you've heard the stories. Might as well call it his feeding house. Same difference. No one goes in and comes out again whole.
So why is Scarecrow going down there?
That guy's Italian, look at the hands.
I locked the door behind him. He ain't coming out again.
There's a lot of characters like that I feel, I love these games, but I felt like, I could have written something for this character to do, and they didn't.
It feels like certain characters just never get any character development, like they didn't care to give it to them, Like, I feel like Harley never gets any development at all.
No, you're right. I mean, yeah, she just kind of stays the same throughout all of these,
but
which is too bad.
In the comics, she gets character development and is actually a really interesting character.
A lot of people don't like her character development, though. They prefer her as, like, the brainless Joker stooge. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of lame. I really enjoy seeing her start as that and then climb her way out of it and become a real person.
Yeah, be both.
I think that it kind of goes to show that, like, you can overcome things in your own life. Like one of those stories where, like, you're in a really shitty situation, but you can overcome it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you're really reading into Batman, but you are right. I mean, to an extent, it can be viewed that way. I think a lot of it was more that they just wanted to make the hot, sexy clown girl likable.
And more of a character.
And I think that's kind of why they went that direction. But yeah, there is something to find in it, too. It's, I don't know, I like anti-hero Harley. I don't really
I really like empowerment stories where somebody comes from nothing or like comes from a really bad situation and then they're able to overcome it.
It's the bat!
Gosh dang it.
What?
I was trying to hear these guys, but you kept talking and then I accidentally fell.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Do you not see the words on the screen?
No, I saw the words on the screen. It's just I didn't know I had to be quiet every time a thug talks.
You don't have to be quiet every time a thug talks, but sometimes they're talking about interesting stuff. Like here they were talking about how the Scarecrow scared them and stuff like that.
Well, that's terrible.
And I wanted to hear more of it, and then I fell. So even if you weren't talking, I would have fallen.
That's okay.
So it didn't really matter.
I love when Cosmo comes to sit with me.
I think sometimes, too, you think, which we've talked about this on the channel, I think you think that people are judging you if you're not constantly talking, like that you need to be entertaining at all times. And I think that anybody who judges my wife and doesn't like her can leave anyway.
Well, also,
so I think it's okay to sometimes, you know...
Every time I get cut off by something, people always, like, pause and go to the comments and assume I was saying something else before fully listening to what I had to say.
Well, part of it is you take so long to get to your point that by the time you're at it, they'd start yapping. Because you've got like a full-on point to make.
Yeah, you talk
I do
about
the same
yapping.
thing. I do the same thing. I get it. I'm not saying I'm immune to it.
Every time you go to record a video, you're like, this one will only be 10 minutes, I promise.
Okay,
and then
we don't have to take it
30 minutes
here.
goes by.
We don't have to take it there. We don't have to be mean.
Just saying.
Look at this, by the way.
Whose hand is that?
Killer Cock.
Oh. I thought it might be Aaron Cash.
Why would that be Aaron Cash?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't use lotion that day.
That's him T-posing. They just took a picture of him T-posing and used it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not T-posing. I don't remember what that pose is called, but it's like similar to T-posing where their arms are down.
That's the pose that you do when you do the M in YMCA, isn't it?
Yes, but I don't think that that's... Never mind. Look. Hands off my locker.
That's stupid.
Oh, I thought it was fun.
Why do you use a picture of Croc for that?
So, yeah, no, and look, here's the containment collar.
Oh.
Or one of them.
Ugh.
That's pretty cool. Put that on your wiener.
Look, you see it's bloody?
Yeah. I stand by my statement. Pick up secrets map? Where is the secrets map? Oh, right there. No, yeah, I mean, were you still talking about the female empowerment, like Betty Boop?
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay, got it. I mean, I think everybody likes the Cinderella story? Is that what you call it?
Yeah,
Where
it
you
is
come
kind of
from
like a Cinderella story, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
But it works
pretty...
for men, too, not just women.
No.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Women only.
Yeah.
No men allowed.
True, that makes sense.
Hate men.
Excuse me.
Well, no, I'm a big feminist. I hate men. Oh, this is what I was trying to get to. Right there. Now that we can actually do the scanning...
Even someone like Jason Todd would have had that storyline if he didn't, always end up the way he ends up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed. That was one of the more taxing ones.
I also like the implication that this means Riddler knew exactly where Crane's hideout was.
I know, I like that implication as well.
And it also goes to show that he was, Crane was watching from the moment that Joker got here with Batman. Mm-hmm. Which is neat.
I like all these pictures. Like, do you see he has multiple of the same picture of Batman running?
Yeah, I think that's just a reused asset, which is unfortunate. But wait. Did I just see Maxie Zeus?
Who's that?
Character from Batman. I never saw that. That's interesting. I never saw that his name was here.
Yeah, but, like, who is he?
He's a villain from Batman lore.
And
basically,
what's
he's
his villain name?
It's kind of that's it. It's kind of like he's obsessed with Greek, type lore villain.
I've never heard of him.
Okay, well, he was a Riddle in Batman Arkham City. I think that he might be in the New Adventures of Batman. We might not have gotten to him yet. Look here, Meet Gordon. But yeah, I think we might not have gotten to him yet.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Well, we've only played like 45 minutes.
My tummy's rumbling.
Do you want to pick out food?
Would you?
Would I go pick out the food? Whenever I go pick out the food, you say, I didn't want that.
Oh, just go pick out
I
something
didn't really
good.
feel like
Just
that.
pick out something good for once.
I didn't want that either. I do want to say before I continue, oh man, sometimes, what I was making a joke about with like taking too long to get to the point, I do the same thing to Nate. Sometimes what I'll do first off is he'll be trying to make a point, and then he'll be talking, and then I'll go, whoop, we're out of time, and I'll click on the dialogue.
I know, I think it's funny when you do
in
that.
the middle of what he's doing. But the second thing I was going to say is, oh, I already was in here and picked that up. We had to go up for a making dinner break.
Making dinner.
You know, I've really run out of patience in recent years, especially since I don't really make much money doing this, so, I mean, obviously I love it, but that's part of it. I've run out of patience with, like, mean people. So people who don't like my wife, or people who don't like my friends, and they're disrespectful to these people, like, in general, like, a joke is one thing. You know, like a silly joke, not a mean-spirited one. But I've really run out of patience for people like that, and I've started just kind of actively cutting them out. And it's why I say, you know, like, when people don't like you, or they don't like Nate, or whatever, they can have their opinion.
But it's a stupid opinion.
But then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely, because it's like, well, this is my channel, these are my friends, I care about these people.
Shut up! You think I'm scared of you, Cash? I've got your scent. You're black!
Was he gonna say you're black? Did you hear that? You're black!
It's true. Know what? It stinks! Carry on, Doc.
Please don't do that again, Mr. Cash. It's not helping. I'm sorry about the coffee, but what can we do if you insist on hospitalizing 3 dogs?
Strap on whatever you like, Doc. This thing just tickles. I'm happy to wait here. Wait for the bat. He'll be back, and I'll kill him. Then Cash. Then you. In your turn. Now get him. Now.
This is one of those Batman villains that, like, especially in this universe, I don't understand why they're trying to cure him. He cannot be cured.
No, he's kind of a monster, and he's okay with eating people.
Yeah, he's just legit a monster. Like, he's one of those people that it's like he needs to actually be executed.
Waylon Jones, by the way, is black, too. The guy who is Killer Croc.
Yeah, well, not anymore. Now he's green.
That's true. That's a good point. Cash is like, you lost your N-word pass.
He had to come up with a
Shocks him.
He had to come up with a new word.
What are you? My Croca?
Yeah. My Croc.
Or my Crock Pots?
I like Crock Pots.
Too late, Batman! One step closer, and this goes into the water.
I gooned into this bag, Batman. Everyone will taste my seed.
With your deepest, darkest nightmares, and you will never reach your precious venom roots.
Don't do it, Crane.
Poor guy.
I'm surprised he doesn't get killed, honestly.
Gets disfigured.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Batman doesn't go in there after him, but Batman can't swim, so...
That's true, and you know why he can't swim?
Because he's... You go first. What's your reasoning?
Because of the color he wears.
Okay. Alright, so we're on the same page. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Where'd that meme come from?
I don't know, but it's kind of a funny meme.
Is it from horror movies?
I don't. Like, it might be.
I kind of wonder that, because I've always wondered where that meme came from.
One of my favorite black person jokes is like when black people say...
I don't have any because I'm accepting and tolerant.
That makes
of
sense.
all people.
Is when black people say, you know, the reason you don't see very many black people in horror movies is because we know to stay away from that shit.
It's true.
I think it's really funny.
It is true.
Like,
White people will be like, I'm gonna go check out the Chainsaw Killer.
And black people will be like, hell
nope.
nah.
Okay, you can't say hell nah.
Hell nah.
You can't do that.
I guarantee every black person watching just thought that was hilarious.
I'm sure all 2 of them were very impressed.
Don't be mean. I think we have a very high black population that watches this channel.
We do not. We skew towards a lot of whiteys.
Have you checked your demographics? Like, do you have a lot of white males? Does
White
it say
males,
that?
yes.
Wait, really?
I'm building an army.
Do you have female audience or no?
Oh, like
2%?
Yeah, like 3 or 4%. I don't know why, you know, because a lot of girls like...
Batman, can you hear me? Have you found Croc's lair yet?
I'm close to Croc's lair. I'll contact you when I have more information.
A lot of women do like video games now. It's not a minority anymore.
I thought we'd have the percentage jump up when I was on the channel.
You probably pushed them away. They were all like, well, no shot.
Yeah, no more chance with him. They didn't realize that you wanted a third.
Yeah, they didn't get it. They didn't get the polyamory dream.
No, they didn't understand that I would let her sleep between us.
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's not how you describe it anymore, is it? All right, let's look around here for just a minute. There's a couple things that I wanted to do. I wanted to first off see if we could get here again before this, before a key event happens.
I am so excited to do the fight with Croc.
Yeah, I can't wait to touch his killer cock.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either.
I think we already scanned that.
What's the lore usually in comics for why...
I hate when you ask me this. I hate when you ask me this shit.
Well, what...
Because it's always, first off, it's always different, and secondly, then you have, like, Joe Comicsorius who comes in and he's like, actually, the lore is this, and I've been reading comics since your mother was in diapers, and I'm 900 years old,
well,
like Yoda, and... It's like, okay.
Do you know the lore specifically at Arkham for, like...
and open.
We're running out of time. The plants are taking over. Find Croc's lair. Hurry.
No, I wanted to visit the Batcave.
No. For, like, why Croc is,
A lot of times it's just a condition. It's like a rare medical condition.
So he wasn't, like, injected with anything?
I'm sure it depends on the version, but the versions I'm familiar with, it's like a rare medical condition.
That's weird. So, like, does that mean other people could theoretically become Killer Crocs like him?
Computer, activate Goon Protocol. Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, I suppose so.
So, do you think that there's any, and I know you probably don't know this one, but do you think there's any comic books where there's, like, a Croc invasion, where, like, a bunch of Crocs get together and, like, they're like, oh yeah, we all have the Croc disease, and then they go after Batman?
I don't know this one, you are right.
I feel like that's a good comic idea, don't steal it from me.
There is that for, who is it, the Lizard? Like, in Spider-Man?
Yeah, but he injects himself with something.
Right, you're right. But there is a thing like that with the Lizard where there's other lizard people. You know, that's not...
Is that where that, like, conspiracy theory came about?
No, but they play into that conspiracy theory in the PS1 Spider-Man game, which I'd also like to play with you at some point.
Oh, really?
Where it's like, oh, there, you know, there's lizards in the sewers of New York. Well, they play into that, and there are lizards in the sewers of New York.
Like lizard people?
Wait, I forgot. Do I need to look here?
One of my favorite conspiracy theories is the, like, idea that high celebrities, like high society people, are all secretly lizard people.
I think that's less likely than just saying, like, demonic forces. You know, because there's, like, I mean, you could not believe in God and demonic forces and stuff, but think about it. Which is more believable? That there was an intelligent creator and that there are evil people? Or that there are secret lizard societies that have invaded and infiltrated our world?
Obviously the second one.
You're right, I'm sorry about that. That was so silly of me. Can't believe that I was so ridiculous here.
And also the inside of the Earth is hollow, and that's where they all live.
Okay, that one's interesting. That part of it's interesting. That, I feel like the people who came up with, like, the flat Earth ice wall lore and the lizard people hollow Earth lore should, like, fight.
They should.
They should have a debate, because they'll be like... It would probably be one of the most interesting things you've ever seen.
Batman, we're running out of time. The plants are taking over. Find Croc's lair. Hurry.
I'm surprised nobody, like, made...
Oh, they're mad at me that I keep going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'm surprised nobody made, like, a fantasy novel based on some of these conspiracies with, like, using these ideas.
I feel like you could. There's really interesting stuff there.
Yeah, it is actually really interesting.
I don't know. I mean, I think some of it, too, though, also plays into, like, mythologies from the past. Like, the ice wall... To me, it kind of plays into, like, Norse mythology ideas, where it's like, oh, well, beyond Midgard or beyond Earth, it's like our realm is walled off, and there's actually all these other realms, and they're very interesting, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's a lot of these lore...
Because they didn't understand space.
Well, a lot of these lore belief systems have, like, commonalities, you know? Kind of like how if you look through a lot of the major world religions...
Oracle, I'm heading into Croc's lair to collect the plant spores Ivy spoke about. He's in some kind of old sewer network. Send me the schematics. It's like a maze down here.
There's nothing on record. Bruce, are you sure about this? Sounds like a suicide mission.
I've got no choice. I've tuned the scanner to detect the spores required to make the antivenom. It'll lead me straight to them.
What about Croc?
Croc's just an animal. And animals just need traps and the right bait. I'll be fine. I'll contact you when I'm done.
I would like you to tell the Let's Play what you just said while Batman was talking.
I just said, who cares what Oracle thinks about it? I'm in the middle of a
These floating
sentence.
platforms will support me. But we'll also send sound waves through the water, giving away my position to Croc. I'll need to move as slowly as possible.
I think you're funny.
Well,
I think they very obviously just used her as a way to, like, have Batman tell us what he's up to.
Well, what's she gonna do? Wheel over here and help us? No.
Oh, no!
What? I'm just saying.
Oh, no, you can't say that!
Yes, I can.
No, that's too far.
No, it's not.
It's too far. I'm gonna have to cut it out of the Let's Play.
Even, oh, jeez, I just ripped.
Ooh.
Even Hugh Jackman made that joke in the first X-Men movie. He's fine.
That's true. I really like what he called him Wheels.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious.
It was really funny.
That was pretty good.